Hello everyone, it's your boy Voidkage and I am back with another video. This is what if Deku was Katakuri's reincarnation, or what if Izuku had Katakuri's powers. Now I got this idea like a week ago, but as you know, your boy's in college, so I don't really have time to make videos anymore or do a lot of stuff. Directly after this video I have like an essay to do and I have something else that is really important for me to do. So I'll try and make this video as entertaining as possible. God, I'm tired. Anyway, let's get into the video. Now, as Izuku was born, Izuku had this sort of energy around him. The doctors couldn't explain it and his mother didn't really feel what they were saying. She just thought they were hallucinating, with her not really paying too much attention to it. Well, this will be a problem in the future. Time skip. Izuku is now 4 years old. Izuku had never gotten the chance to make a lot of friends because of this energy people claim he pushes out of his body. They don't know if it's a quirk or not, but Inko has never been able to feel this energy and other people have. They say it feels like Izuku is imposing something onto them. They feel nervous when Izuku's around, with him not knowing what this is. Now at this moment Izuku would be in class doing his work, you know, as normal preschoolers do. The teacher told him to draw something and he would be doing that. At this point Bakugo had already gotten his quirk and he would be initiating himself as top dog in the class, showing everyone that he is the special one because he has a quirk that will allow him to become a great hero. No one ever really said this to Izuku because they were too scared to, and some people in their heads you would become a villain because of this will or power that comes from him. With Bakugo walking up to Izuku. Hey, Izuku, I'm stronger than you, I hope you know that, and I'm gonna become a great hero like All Might. Okay. I don't really see how that's my problem. What did you just say? I don't see how that's my problem. If you want to become a hero, that's perfectly fine. I'll become a hero as well, but I'll do it the way I want to. With Bakugo getting angry at this. In his head, as the 4-year-old that he is, in his head, he sees that Izuku is testing him in a way. He thinks that Izuku wants to become number one and take over for him. Now if you're wondering why Izuku sounds this mature, is because, like the video says, Izuku is Katakuri's reincarnation. Izuku has all of his memories from his past life, and he's trying to become a better person in this one. So he's just taking things slow as a preschooler. With Bakugo raising his hands and letting off small explosions. With the explosions hitting Izuku, Izuku didn't really flinch or anything. He used a small bit of armament haki, but it would still give off a smell. The teachers would smell the explosions going off because Bakugo didn't really let up. He kept hitting Izuku with explosion after explosion, and right before they hit, Izuku would use the smallest amount of armament haki to suppress the damage from Bakugo. And if you're wondering why he didn't really turn off his Conqueror's haki, it's really hard to do in this body. He's suppressing it as much as he can in the body that he has at the moment, but it's really hard for him to do. He has to get a better control over it for now. Well, the smell that would be released because of Bakugo hitting Izuku with his explosions would be the smell of burnt mochi, with everyone seeing that it's not really coming from Bakugo because Bakugo's quirk has a specific smell. It smells like burnt sugar. But if you know how mochi smells, mochi has a very specific smell to it. So it would be fairly obvious. With everyone going around Izuku and asking Izuku why he smells like that. With Izuku saying, I found out a couple months ago what my quirk is. I'm able to turn myself into mochi, or at least that's what the doctors say. With everyone being surprised at this because Izuku never really talked about his quirk. They thought it was the energy that he's releasing, but they're going around to try and understand it now. with Izuku showing them that he can mold his body as he wants, with him turning one of his hands into claws. With everyone seeing this, they think Izuku's quirk is pretty cool, and some of them ask if it hurts, if a piece of him is ripped off, with Izuku telling them no, and him proceeding to pinch off small pieces of his body that will regenerate and giving pieces of mochi to his classmates. Bako would be angry at this, but the teachers would tell him to stop using his quirk on Izuku, with him doing so reluctantly. Time skip. It's now high school, or junior high, in Izuku and Bakugo's case, and over the years everyone has realized that Izuku is a very stoic person. He has a lot of friends, because he's like the quiet, cool guy at school that doesn't really interact all that much, but when he does, he's very kind and nurturing. So everyone likes Izuku at school, and they think his quirk is pretty cool. Because over the years, Izuku has shown people that he is able to mold his body into weapons and show that he's basically immune to anything. Because over the years, Bakugo has tried using bigger explosions on him, with Izuku using his body, turning it into mochi, and dodging Bakugo's attacks, thanks to his special observation haki, with him seeing small glimpses of the future, and him using his quirk accordingly to dodge Bakugo's attacks. Now, at this point, the teacher would be giving his spiel about quirks and all that, and how everyone wants to be heroes, with Bakugo jumping up and giving his Samuel speech. But everyone would go against him, saying that even if he becomes a hero, because of Izuku's compassion and the way he is, he would become a better hero than him, with Bakugo getting angry at this. But before Bakugo could voice his complaints, the bell would already have rung, with Izuku leaving class. Instead of Izuku heading home, he would go to the changing room, because in this timeline, Izuku is a part of the basketball team. They would be going on a trip to a recreational facility where other schools would be having a joint match to honor the last term of them being in junior high, with Izuku being the vice captain of the basketball team. Now, after Izuku and his team got back from the facility and they head home, Izuku would have heard about the attack and Bakugo being captured by the slug villain. In this timeline, that still happened, but instead of Izuku meeting All Might just dealt with it on the first try. Time skip. It's already been the 10 months past UA, with Izuku learning how to control his mochi a lot better and coming up with new attacks. Izuku would be walking into the gates of UA with him bumping into a girl. Before the girl could fall, Izuku would grab her by the waist and set her upright. Hey, are you okay? That would have hurt, wouldn't it? With her turning around and blushing. No, I have a quirk that allows me to turn off gravity, so I would have been fine. Oh, well, anyway, you're welcome. I'm Izuku, by the way. Oh, I'm Uraka. Nice to meet you. With them shaking hands. So, are you nervous? A little bit, yeah. Don't be. Your quirk is super awesome, and I'm pretty sure you'll pass. So, don't worry about it, okay? With Izuku walking inside. Uraka would get a confidence boost by this, and she would head inside. Time skip. It's time for the physical portion of the test, with everyone lining up. Uraka would find Izuku in that space of time, and the two of them would be standing next to each other. As soon as the gates would open, Izuku would shove Uraka and tell her to run, with Izuku running ahead and her following after him, with everyone shouting in protest. Presumite would shout and tell them that, Hey, what are you guys doing? Follow those two's example and get out of there. There are no countdowns in real battle. Go, go, go! With everyone rushing after them. Uraka would have gotten 5 points at this point, with Izuku getting about 15. If you're wondering how he did that, Izuku would turn his pointer finger into mochi and hardening it with armament, shooting off small pieces of his finger and it regenerating instantly. with those piercing the robots and causing him to get points. Izuku would run around destroying robots and helping people no matter what he can do. He would create walls using his mochi, help people with mochi tendrils coming out of his body, helping them out of sticky situations, with him getting a lot of points for this. At this point, Izuku would have gotten a boatload of points with about 10 minutes passing. All of a sudden, the students would hear rumbling and they would see the zero pointer, with everyone escaping. Izuku wouldn't escape though. He would help people evacuate, and he would see Uraraka right before the boulder was about to land on her leg, and he would use a mochi shield, stretching his arm and turning it into a shield to protect Uraraka. He would then turn his hand into a tendril, wrapping it around Uraraka and dragging her to the exit, with the test being over. Izuku would have gotten 350 villain points with about 150 rescue points, with him getting 500 as his complete score. This being a huge score compared to All Might's. All Might's in canon got 225, so Izuku would have blown All Might's score out of the water, with him getting the new record. Time skip. It is now the first day of school. If you're wondering how Izuku's body built is, it's not like Katakuri's. He's a bit taller, he's about Ida height, but he's buff, but not buff like Katakuri. He's more lean build. Think of Zoro. He's lean, but that's not his true body proportions. Like Zoro, he has a huge amount of strength hidden away, but he looks pretty weak at first glance. Anyway, back to the story. Izuku would head into the classroom with him being the first one there. Izuku would pick his seat in the middle of the class with him falling asleep, with him sneaking in a bunch of donuts along with him eating them and then falling asleep because he got there about 2 hours early. If you're wondering why he got there so early, he would have helped his mom to go to work, he would have done stuff around the house, and he woke up early. So yeah, that's basically why he's there. Izuku would wake up to Aizawa telling everyone to put on their uniforms, with Uraraka seeing him but not bothering him or waking him up, with her picking the seat directly behind him and Ida picking the seat in front of him, because I didn't get to it, but Ida and Izuku had a conversation before the physical exam. Anyway, let's move on. Izuku would follow everyone putting on the uniforms and going outside, with Aizawa telling him to come up. Izuku Midoriya, what was your furthest throw in junior high? I would say 100 meters. That's pretty far. And you didn't use your quirk? No, sir. Okay. I'll need you to use your quirk then. Okay, what do you want me to do? Throw this ball as far as you can using your quirk. No exceptions. Go all out if you have to. Fine. With Izuku using his powers to buff his hand up in a way to release a bit of muscle to help aid in his throw, and him using armament hockey to enforce his hand and the ball. Izuku would release the ball and sending it flying, with the ball getting at least about 10,000 meters, with everyone being surprised by this. Now the test would go as in canon for everyone else, but Izuku would dominate basically everything, with him getting the top score in the class, with Bakugo seething in rage in the background. But he knows he isn't really a match for Izuku, even though his quirk is seemingly weak, but the way he uses it is pretty strong. With everyone heading home for the day, with Bakugo heading home first to seethe in his rage. Izuku would meet up with Uraraka, Ida, and Kaminari, who were heading to the same train station. And that, my friends, is where I'll be leaving off the video. I know it might be pretty stupid, the video might not be that good, but I hope it is, because I'm really sick. I have an essay, and my professor's a bitch. I know which professor I'm gonna have tomorrow, and he fucking hates me for some reason. And I have other stuff to do before I head to bed, so yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching all my videos. Like I said in the first video I uploaded, before this one, I will be doing a Q&A at 2K, so get your boy to 2K subscribers, please. I might not be doing YouTube for the money, but having a huge fan base would help me and motivate me to do more videos, so who knows? Anyway, it has been your boy Kage, and I will see you next time. Peace!
Yeah, that gas go straight towards my brain. On the screaming, yeah, they screaming underneath. Tryna go, but they always tryna hate. Where I'm going, got him upset, yeah. I be pulling up, yeah, my way go bang, bang. Bullets hit you, can't stay in my own lane, yeah. I can never fall on God.